Okay, I'm Dave, and this is the Pinhead Racing channel, and this is also going out over Best Dual Spark bikes. First and foremost, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for constantly checking out this stuff that I come up with. It's just designed to make your riding experience better and solve problems. Now, we have this new one. It's a new billet exhaust manifold for the 23 to 25 300 only TBI bikes. So let me give you the brief rundown on it, and then we'll break it down a little bit further if you want to continue to watch. What works better about it than stock? Okay, one thing is it's billet, so no brakey. Stock they're cast. If you take a good hit to the pipe, there's a decent chance your flange is going to crack. Not as bad as the older bikes, but there's still a decent chance it's going to crack. I know you would say, well, I can just get one of those cheap little Chinese bolt-on thingies to it to strengthen it up. Good, knock yourself out. But because it's billet, that allows us to cut the top of the port higher for better flow and better running down low. Also, that allows us to make a larger chamber for the exhaust volume area, which promotes more bottom end to mid-range. If I've got your attention, let's continue on. Okay, billet versus cast. These are cheap little cast parts. It's a nice part though, I won't lie. But a lot of areas of it, they're thin, so if your pipe takes a hit, now if you put a guard on the pipe, you know, the pipe's not going to bend. So all that energy transfers through to the mounts or to this, leaving you with a possible crack. So of course the billet stuff, and it's super thick right here in the front, not going to break ever. But the cool part about it is that allows us to cut this top side up higher than stock. Now that's a big deal. Let's break that down further. When the exhaust valve is shut, which is basically below 50% throttle, it's looking like this. The exhaust valve is shut here, so it lowers the port timing for the piston, but the angle of the valve shoots the exhaust up into this area of the exhaust port, which is right here. Now see this little line right here? That's where the exhaust valve ends when the thing is shut. That's a 5mm gap right there. You can tell by just putting a Allen wrench in there like this. That's a 5mm Allen wrench. When you measure it out, you see exactly where it goes, and you see this big chamber right here. You have this big lip. That's a huge area for all the exhaust gas to get caught up into and jumbled up. And it's not flowing near as well. The exhaust pipe isn't as effective as it could be, and that's a loss in bottom end. It's also turbulent for the things, and the bike runs rougher down there. It doesn't fuel as well, it doesn't run as clean, which is interesting. So on the new one, here, the top of it is cut up higher. It's cut up 2mm higher. Now when this is on the bike, you put another Allen wrench in it, and you can see this is a 3mm Allen wrench. At that point, when your exhaust valve is running into this, you have no lip right there. So it's a much smoother exit on the way out. Let's draw it. So now you're looking like that. Much better. The last thing to come out of it is in this area right here. This is part of the exhaust chamber effect of it. You know, we have that oversized exhaust valve cover, and this is part of that. So what I've done is gone ahead and increased the volume in here, which is like using that larger exhaust valve cover. Magically appeared. And these two things fit together like this. Looks cool all in one color. But now you have even a larger volume in there. So one more time, that promotes more bottom end into mid-range by increasing this volume. And that was a way to do it. So it's cool that all three things could be done at one time. So past that, what does the dyno say? Now the thing about that was I wanted to make sure that when the exhaust valve was open, there wasn't any kind of mess up with the exhaust valve to port lineup that created a negative effect. The funny thing was, it didn't, it actually created a positive effect. Ironically, there was a small gain there. Check out this nice gain. Okay, looking at this, and there was some back-to-backs. The interesting thing is you've got a gain down here with the manifold, almost a whole horsepower down here, but you also have a gain up here at the top for as far as over rev. So it's not a mechanical, it's a mechanical thing. It's not a temperature thing. A temperature, you would see a gain on one side, a loss on the other side. It's not a fluke. It's an interesting mechanical thing. So that was cool. I was worried there might be a small loss, but I was surprised. And I think I know why. You know, all I think that was a lot of the stock ones have quite the overhang here as the stuff's coming out on the floor. It's got like a millimeter overhang, decent amount in here in the auxiliary ports. And this one that we've made is cleaned up quite a bit. So I think that's all that gain was. And the reality is, I don't know whether your bike would do that or not because these things can be all over the place and you probably wouldn't feel it anyhow. But I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a loss, which there wasn't. So, hey, it was nice to see that gain. Okay, it's a good product. Grab one up, stay happy. And this coupled with this, that's your big bottom kit on a two-stroke for sure. All right, thanks. Hopefully I didn't sound like too much of a used car salesman.